So, last time we left off just as you were being uh, left to your own devices in your rooms. Night, or what you, your long rest approaches anyway. There's no indication of night in this world. You all lay down. The beds are quite comfortable. The rooms are a little dusty, but otherwise clean and relatively well kept. There is a measure of safety here. You all heal 6 stress, and you sleep through the night. You awaken in the morning to the sound of a knock. The door opens, and a masked servant peeks in and says to you, "Breakfast is downstairs," before moving down the hallway and repeating the same phrase to Lux and Strider. And then he disappears down the main staircase. So, you all feel quite well rested, if not fully recovered, at the very least. The sense of safety has been a welcome change of pace. So, what do you all do?
Well, I guess we're going down to eat.
Mooney, are you awake?
What?
Mooney, there's breakfast ready for us.
What?
There's breakfast ready for us, Mooney. Will you please get out of bed? We need to meet with the others.
Why?
For food? For sustenance? For energy?
Whatever. Fine.
Spruce does the, hand to face, the pinch the nose thing.
So what do you think they're serving?
Well,
Food.
Where's Miss Mooney?
We're over here by the stairs.
Oh,
Oh, hello, Lux. Hello, Strider. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ish.
How much morning can there be?
Good, whatever.
I guess it's morning. Whatever. Good wake up time.
Sure.
you all go down the stairs. At the bottom of the staircase, one of the masked servants nods at you and points off to the right and begins walking in that direction.
Are we
Follow
going?
him?
I'm following him.
Whatever.
And you enter a well-furnished dining room, and all kinds of food are on the table. The collector sits at the head of the table and welcomes you in. Welcome. I assume you slept well last night?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's my pleasure.
It was nice. I wish I could have stayed in bed.
Excuse me for trying to make sure you get breakfast.
Those
Thank
beds were comfy.
Thank you for shelter.
Much better than the roads and the wilds, I assure you. In any case, have a seat. And as you all sit around the table, the servants mill around, giving you plates, utensils, and you begin to serve yourselves from the variety of food that is there. There's lots of eggs, there's lots of mushrooms, there is some meat. It looks like a kind of bacon.
Mmm, delicious.
And there's quite a bit of it.
Can we smell it all too?
Oh,
Through
yes.
the masks? Okay.
As far as you can tell, the masks don't seem to interfere with your senses in any form or fashion. They integrate so well into your mundane activities that you sometimes forget they're there at all.
Don't think about it. Just go with it. Just don't worry about it. Just go with it. It's fine.
Are y'all trying to talk into the mic?
No,
No.
I was being really stupid. I was saying, like, just imagine them, like, thanks for the food, and then, like, head plant directly into the plate and just, like all these horrible noises. I just completely, like, broke my own immersion, and Helen and I were laughing about it, and I was trying to be polite.
Okay.
Okay, please.
Mashed potatoes seeping through the eye holes.
Oh, man.
Just keep going. Sure.
I facepalm at my table.
That wasn't canon. That was just, like, potential. No! No! Okay.
Okay.
In canon, Spruce is trying to cut up all of the food into absolutely perfect squares, like very bite-sized pieces, and he's like eating last at this point.
Strider's
Okay.
just going to town.
Well, there is a great deal of food there. So much so that it mimics the effect of eating 3 rations, and you all heal 4 stress.
You treat us well here, it seems.
Of course I do. I treat everybody well.
What was it that you want us to do for you again?
Mooney.
He says, "Oh no, that's fine, it's fine. You see, I don't need to explain to you how stressful it is out there. I have a place of safety here. A place of plenty. Look around. We live well. My guests are taken care of. I only wish to extend this offer to as many as I can. I can't leave here to offer people a position myself, and so I ask those travelers like you. If you will just direct people to my estate, that's all I ask."
We can do that.
This all sounds fine and well and good and kind, but I still can't shake the feeling after your other messengers basically manhandled our friend. It's really still hard for me to trust that there's not a...
Ulterior motive?
Thank you, Mooney.
He says, "The method of your persuasions are up to you. I would ask that you use your best discretion. My previous helpers, perhaps I should not have extended so lenient guideline.
Clearly.
In any case, I apologize on their behalf."
Where are they?
He just kind of looks at you. He says nothing.
Look up. I whispered that to Mooney.
Did Mooney miss this the first time around?
Forgot.
Okay.
In character.
Yeah, that is in character.
Good host, may I ask what happens to people that we direct here? What benefits you for them having them come here?
I only wish to protect these people. You have not seen the true depravity of this world, but I have. And I have the means, and I have the will.
How do you have this will, if you don't mind my asking?
Much practice, much preparation.
Practice.
Let's see.
Sorry.
You're familiar with the arcane arts, are you not?
Yes? Yes.
Of course you are. Then you know how much practice is required to gain power.
Yes, that's true. And what do you practice?
He waves his hand in the air, and a little fire springs from his fingertips. He directs it in little lazily looping trails. And he says, why, the arcane arts.
Right, of course. Silly me.
Is he telling the truth?
It feels like we're missing
Microphone
something,
muted.
but I don't know what.
Talk about this later once we get out.
That's
Were
right.
there any other
Microphone
activities planned
activated.
today? We really should be preparing to head out. And we'll send any guests we find in your general direction.
He says, well, you are welcome to stay as long as you like, until you recover. I see you're not looking so well.
Well, I mean, I'm not at full peak
Condition.
percentage, but I'm feeling much better than I was. Thank you.
He says, it's up to you. And I can't help but notice, Miss Lux. And he gets up and he walks around the table. Oops.
Yes.
If I can. And he kind of leans in very close,
I lean back.
examining your mask, and he says, I detect a faint shine there.
Do you now?
He stays leaning close for a moment, and then right when you feel like it's too long, he steps away. He pulls up a chair here on this end of the table. And he says, well, I explained this to Miss Strider the other day. But perhaps I'll leave you with this parting knowledge. And he says, some action that you have taken has strengthened your mask. That's how they work.
Strengthen how?
You
By
can't-
regaining memories of our previous lives.
How?
He points at Strider and he says, perhaps not memories per se, but a sort of feeling of who you were. The core of your character comes back. Simple memory loss can't eradicate who you are.
How would we know we did something to affect our masks?
I guess we'll just have to tell each other.
Well, you can't see any shine. You're not sure what he's seeing. But he says, in time, you will learn to recognize it. Right now, you're like children. No offense. As you
No.
mature, you will grow more and more aware of what you are capable of. So, he explains to you what your mask powers are. So let me edit everybody's handout real fast.
Whispers to Mooney really discreetly. We should ask about armor and weapons.
Well,
Ask about what?
it's a very-
Ask about clothes.
Sorry, wrong person.
Lux, he explains that your mask is the rosette mask. A series of repeating, overlapping circles create a delicately intricate grid reminiscent of flowers. The wearer of this mask brings beauty into darkness, soothing all fears. Your mask power is courageous. While it's active, you may use the following abilities. In combat, you may heal the party's stress by 1d4 each round. Out of combat, the wearer may reduce the party's incoming stress from any source by 1d4. You may only do this once every hour.
Dang.
Let's see, we have already explained Striders. Just to recap, she wears the compass mask. Her mask power is stalwart. In combat, she has advantage on initiative rolls and gains 5 feet of movement. Out of combat, she has advantage on perception checks. For Spruce, oops, what did I just do? There we go. Spruce wears the Nautilus mask. A single line repeats a logarithmic curve into a central point. The wearer of this mask seeks order through well-practiced motions. Their focus is inescapable, both for themselves and others. Your mask power is focused. In combat, you may re-roll an attack roll once per round before I announce the result. You must take the second result regardless of the outcome. Out of combat, you may forage while traveling without needing to stop. Remember that normally, if you wish to forage while you're traveling, the entire party must stop for 1 hour.
Dang. This is good.
For Mooney, Mooney wears the Triquetra mask. Interlocking arcs pass through a circle infinitely. The wearer of this mask endures all hardship with patient fortitude. Your mask power is powerful. In combat, you have proficiency in all saving throws. Out of combat, you may fast during a long rest with no penalty.
Frick, dog!
I don't need to eat.
Well, only while the mask is active.
And don't be so
Oh, yeah.
picky.
No, it just means like Moody's like, I don't even need to eat then. You woke me up for nothing, son. I'm
Well,
gonna go back to bed.
in order to activate your masks, if you look on your character sheet, you'll see that you have an entry called Anima Octum. When that reaches 3, you may spend all 3 points to activate your mask. It will remain active until your next long rest. If your power activates during a long, or has some function during a long rest, it won't become inactive until the long rest is over. And as the collector explained, you gain Anima Octum by OOC playing to your character. Think of it as similar to inspiration. In fact, in general, I will probably be awarding you those behind the scenes. Just glance at it from time to time.
Let's say I have 1 point, but I don't think I added that there.
Excuse me?
I think I have 1 point, but I don't think I added that.
No, I have added points when it has been appropriate to do so.
Wait, I did something for my character that was a part of my character's character?
Square.
Who knows what it was? Like I said, just keep an eye on it. It will increase from time to time.
What did I do?
Well, after he gets done explaining, and you have finished eating and the table is cleared away, he says, "Will you be leaving now?"
Can we ask for supplies? For armor? For...
Weapons.
He says, "I wouldn't dream of sending you out so woefully unprepared. First of all, come with me." And he begins to walk. He's going to go down this hallway. Strider, where are you going?
I want to know where he gets all this information.
Let's see. He stops by the library, and then he heads over towards this other room here. Just a moment. And walks inside. He taps a servant sitting at the desk on the shoulder, and he steps up and out of the way. And the collector sits down at the desk and pulls out several papers.
Oh my, the quality.
That's wild! That's really cool! Wow!
Whoa.
And he says, "Here is a map that I've worked on. It does not show everything. Much of the territory these days is unknown, but I can at least explain to you some major points of interest."
Did you draw all this, Mr. Masked Man?
He says, "I did. Once upon a time, I was the black sheep of the family. A cartographer. Ha!
Oh, look at him now. You know where you're going.
He points out, "We are here. A plateau runs just north of this road, and a great plains extends south and east. To the south, the reconstructive surgeon holds his office.
Can you
The
tell-
surgeon.
Can you tell us about that? That sounds important.
He's an odd sort, but if you need healing of any type, there's no better place to go, though you may get more than you bargained for."
What are his prices?
Blood.
I trust that's what you mean.
His price is to allow him to do as he pleases with you. I avoid him whenever possible.
Does this gentleman know the meaning of no?
Apparently, no.
Beggars can't be choosers. When you go to see the surgeon, it will likely be because you must.
Well, we'll try our best not to need him. What are these here?
North and east is the Bone Forest. The three hunters hold sway there. Another set of creatures that I avoid whenever possible. They are rabidly committed to hunting, I would not go into the Bone Forest unless I had good reason.
And what do they hunt, usually?
Anything in the Bone Forest.
Gonna guess any with bones.
And what is this village here?
That is the Chronicle Inn. The proprietress rules that area. It's the last stop before he trails off, thinks about it, and he says the last stop before the Baron's territory in the far northeast.
Are we supposed to go see the Baron?
Yes.
He says, avoid the Baron at all costs.
Oh shit.
Look here.
I was about to say the same thing.
What can you tell us about the Baron? Everything.
Avoid the Baron at all costs. Do not speak of him. Do not think of him. That is all.
Not to sound contrary, but well, we were told we need to seek him.
Who told you?
Yeah, the silver
Silver
lady.
lady.
I've already expressed my opinion on her. In any case, south of the inn is the Silver Sea. I assume that's where you're from.
I was about to ask where the sea was, and there it is.
There it is. South of the sea, the area is mostly unknown to me. It's rumored that there is an entity there that has some power. I do not know.
Oh, is that where we went? Is that where the mansion thing was in the woods?
No, actually,
No.
now he doesn't have anything marked here, but the mansion that you went to, I think, was actually right about there, between those first two roads, because you emerged from the ocean right here. And
If
you
I may,
Go ahead.
may we have a copy of this map to take with us?
Certainly. He gets out a new piece of paper and begins sketching a new map. He's very fast at it.
God dang.
You've had a lot of practice.
Very good with his hand.
He says,
Get it?
as you can see, the nightlife here is rather wanting. I have plenty of time to practice.
Always night.
He laughs. Indeed. He points out that there's a great swamp. There's another. Let's see, let me grab my. There's another ridge, basically, that goes all along the edge of this forest where the elevation goes upwards, and all of this forest here, there's actually a river that flows down it, and it's all swamp from about here to here. There's a ridge that goes just north of this road, so that this area here is lower in elevation as well.
And what about these mountainous regions?
Well,
Over here.
he says, a little further north and west the canyon begins. It continues down to the west quite some ways. I do not know what is beyond the canyon. Dust and ashes as far as I can tell. Who knows what happened to that land?
My goodness.
Spruce, he notices you leaning in, and he says, would you like to learn?
Yes. Yes, please. It's really intriguing.
He says, I can teach you if you stay.
Well, then I can't. Pains me to say. I need to stay with these three.
Commendable. In any case, he hands you the map that he completes.
Thank you.
Pachow.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
So,
Just for kicks, while we're still on it, over here, this beep boop is where we are suspecting the Baron is.
well, that's actually a quill and pen that he uses to represent the proprietress.
Oh, I thought this was.
Well, that's the inn, but the little quill and pen represents her.
Oh.
The skulls represent the hunters.
That's fun.
The snake on the pole represents the surgeon.
Yeah. Baron's not on here at all.
The Baron, as far as you can tell, has territory somewhere far up in the northeast.
Dang.
So we'll
But-
probably pass the proprietress before heading on to there.
Well, we can ask her for information.
Yep. Okay. Well, having explained this to you, let's see. After he's given you the map, he stands you up and he actually brings you down into the basement.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have a name?
He says, "You may call me the Collector if you wish. That is the only name I go by now."
Do you not remember your other name?
He says, Now, I don't ask you such personal questions."
In our defense, we can't answer.
So he unlocks a door here in the basement and leads you into a small armory.
Ho ho ho.
Ooh.
There are pretty much any normal equipment that you would want. Spruce, looking at you, he says, "I see that you have found your own armor somewhere. That's funny. It has my mark on it."
Yes, it was a gift, you could say, from one of your previous servants.
He says, "You could say that." But he gives you no more trouble over it. So, whatever, you can choose a weapon, armor, basically starting equipment. Some shorts.
Do we have like a like basic equipment? Like, do we have like a money range, or just like any basic equipment?
Just basic equipment. You can take a melee weapon, a range weapon, armor, and that's it.
Okay, cool.
Now, there's no full plate or anything like that down here. No heavy armor, just medium and light.
Dang, I think Spruce is he's got a short sword. The only other thing is that there's like I don't even know if he can do a long sword.
Well, as a blood hunter, he probably has ranger proficiencies. So long sword, long bow, that sort of thing would probably be all right.
Is Lux the same?
Lux is rogue, and so I think she can do short bow, she can do short sword, dagger. I'd have to look at the rogue proficiencies again, but she'd probably be best off in like studded leather armor. Pretty much the same thing for Strider. Mooney is druid, correct?
Yep, yep.
So she probably just wants maybe a quarter staff and maybe some leather armor. And maybe a sling.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Okay.
Is short sword two-handed?
No.
Okay, I'm thinking a hand crossbow and a short sword.
Okay, that'll work.
I wanna.
I think-
Oh, you go
Go
on.
ahead. Go ahead.
I just want a short bow.
I took an extra dagger.
Can I get a long sword? That sounds really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, are y'all done equipping?
I am.
I
am.
think so. We're just picking weapons and armor, right?
Yes.
I
Then
got
yes.
one more dumb question.
Yes, ma'am.
Does he have alchemist supplies?
He does not.
Okay.
Does he has thieves tools?
He does not.
Herbalism?
Or if
Wait,
he
no, I
does,
bought an herbalism kit, never mind.
yes, he.
Wolfman.
Jonesy boy!
No
Do we get
extra
extra rations?
vials laying around, huh?
Sorry, no. There, he doesn't have. You don't see anything like that laying around, and he makes no offers.
Okay.
Would you like a coat rack?
Huh?
He says, "I'm sure I could put it to some use." He hands it to a nearby servant, and the servant looks at it kind of confusedly, and he just kind of gives him a little shooing motion. Well, he sees you to the door, and another servant brings out some rations and some lantern oil and gives it to you. Strider, the servant, also hands you your lantern.
Oh, thank you so much.
Strider, keep an eye on that, please.
Sorry.
Strider, he holds his finger up at you and disappears back into the house for a moment.
Hmm?
And when he comes back, he's holding the viol that you played earlier. And he hands it to you, and he says, "Here, Maverot could use the culture."
Thank you. It's such a beautiful piece.
He says, "Well,
Have to shut it.
Can I play you a song before we go as a thank you?
Wait, Strider.
he says,
Yep.
I'll take a rain check on it."
Wait, Strider.
Mm-hmm.
Was that you playing that we heard outside?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The other night? Yeah, that was
Yes.
me. I don't know what happened. It just sort of came out of me.
That was beautiful.
It's stirring.
Thank you so much. I'll have to play a little while we're resting next time.
How about now?
Now would be safest. As much as I would love to hear it more, we don't want to draw attention to ourselves. Ah, but it's so beautiful. Ah!
And
I'll play the next time we make camp, okay?
he says, "Well, I do look forward to your next visit." So, the servant has given you all 4 rations and 4 lantern oil.
Goose.
So mark it on your sheets.
Yosh.
Off we go into the night.
I swear I won't run off.
Somehow I don't believe you.
Oh, well, really, I'm sorry. I've learned my lesson. I should really
Sure you
listen
have.
to your input more often.
Well, actually, it wasn't really so much Strider running off last time. While she was separated somewhat, it was only by a couple dozen feet.
Well, still, I will take your concerns into consideration a little bit more instead of just going off. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I appreciate
Well, so you are free to do as you wish, but you're not certain where to go next. The light originally led you here.
Get a mask.
What?
Wasn't that what we were supposed to be doing? Something with the mask here?
We had to go get the Baron. We had to go see him or something.
No, I know what Mooney's talking about, but
You had been told that you needed a mask. Of course, the mask collector's house is full of masks.
Frick, should we go back in there?
no. It'll be weird to go back in now.
Well, and as I remember, you did ask him if he would trade a mask, and he told you no.
No, I understand, Mooney. I definitely think the mask we're looking for should be here, since this is the biggest collection we know of. But let's wait till we have more information on the mask, and maybe next time we can do some better snooping. Right now, we don't know what the mask we're looking for looks like.
What if it's the
And there's
mask
so
collector's
many.
mask?
Can we please
I did
move
think
away
of
from the
that.
door before we speak more of this?
I thought we were walking.
Well, y'all are walking.
Oh, I was fully just ready to just talk it out there.
No, I thought we were like on the road discussing
Okay.
this.
Yeah, I agree.
Know how Mooney is. Or what?
You mean Moody?
This is so frustrating because the Silver Lady told us to look for this, but she didn't give us any information, and no matter how much we
she
ask
never
her.
gives us information.
Nobody really gives us good information around here.
Honestly, this guy gave us the most information. If I was gonna pledge my loyalty to anyone, it'd be this guy if it weren't for his suspicious little.
And the Silver Lady comes out to strike us dead.
What?
Mooney, you would say the same. I'm frustrated. There's no direction. There's no.
Mr. Spruce, think of it this way. He's not going anywhere. He can't leave. We know where he is. We'll come back.
Back and he's not here.
It's just a waste of time at this point. I mean, yes,
Think
he
of
helped
it.
us.
Think of it as a step in a plan.
We'll just put a pin on it for now.
Right. Right now, we have a different plan.
I mean, he can teleport, Mr. Spruce.
What? Really? What?
He appeared out of nowhere. Remember when we were sneaking in his house? He just came right up behind us.
I thought we were doing something foolish and didn't say hello to the dog or something.
And
Oh,
after
yeah.
He caught you in the kitchen, remember?
There are multiple doors.
I failed the stealth check, remember?
Yeah, and then you failed to knock out the servant who walked through the door, and he ran screaming back into the house.
I don't blame him.
And
And
there
those
are multiple
servants.
doors to multiple.
Those servants were so suspicious too.
Should we have told the collector about the man we stuffed in the barrel?
you
I
Did
think
what?
we found him.
you didn't kill him or anything, so he probably woke up at some point
Oh,
and crawled out of the
Before we
barrel.
rehash things our characters probably already know. Let's think about where we are going.
Let's do the lantern thing where we like activate where we're supposed to go. Like, isn't there like a setting?
Yes, there is.
Haha. We have extra lantern fuel to do that.
I guess if everyone hands over one to one person, that will save everyone
Well,
else's lantern.
You feed it one. You feed your lantern one extra fuel. Right now, your lanterns are at standard brightness, and only one person needs to do this.
Who has the most fuel?
I think I have 6, so I'll do it.
I have
I
9.
have 8.
Okay,
Oh.
never mind.
I guess I'll do it then.
Yeah, the rest of the group has some suspicious smelling fuel.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
remember that time I told you, Miss
Hmm,
Strider,
huh,
what we did?
Where did you get that?
My man's
I think
body.
I told you.
It's like that fuel has fingerprints.
It's fine.
What?
It's fine. We're moving on. Moving on.
It was Lux's idea.
You know what?
It was a
Let's just move forward.
Have more fuel. Did it?
Okay.
Mooney
So-
has 9, right? Mooney should do it. I
Yeah,
have
I
7.
Okay.
I was
Well,
wrong.
Mooney, whenever you feed extra fuel into your lantern, it flares up very bright. And a beam of light, 2 beams of light actually, one kind of sort of circles around at your feet and drifts back towards the collector's house, but it's fainter, and another one points to the southeast. A very faint one drifts off towards the east.
Freak, you know what we should do?
It looks
We
like the lantern can tell you multiple places to go. Go ahead, Spruce. I'm sorry.
We were gonna be extra sneaky. We could go back into the collectors when he's least suspecting it, and then activate our lamps, and it would point us toward the right mask.
Try sneaking last time.
And what if it's
Now
the
we have
collector's
Strider.
mask?
Well, then we'll know, and then we can plan a better attack.
I think we should hold off on that plan for a while, although I do like it. I say we head south.
I second that idea.
I don't care where we out of here.
Spruce?
Where exactly is that on the map now? It's pointing. Where was it? South?
It's south southeast.
Oh, it was like
Looks
this
like-
direction.
We're visiting the
Surgeon. Ugh.
Ugh.
I really didn't want to see him first.
Then do we want to go towards the Baron?
I don't think
Looking
we
at it
could.
this way, we can get extra bandages if everything goes all hell.
More bandages meaning we give up our bodies.
Maybe we can
Not
find something from
if
Jones.
we kill the surgeon.
Oh, and look who was high and mighty about me skinning that man.
What?
Self of
No,
blood.
nothing. I was
Well-
thinking out loud. Don't mind me.
The other plan I'm thinking is we head towards the Proprietress, which we then head north from to see the Baron.
But the lantern let us down.
Need to.
Shouldn't we follow the lantern?
Didn't it
Yes.
also point us towards the proprietor?
Oh, did it? It was
Proprietress?
3? I thought it was 2.
There were 3,
Oh. I was.
but the
The-
one with the Proprietress was very faint.
Yeah, there were 2 that were rather faint. One went back towards the collector's house. One drifted off towards the east, and a much brighter one shone southeast.
Well,
By God, let's go do it then. Let's go do the surgeon, man. Let's just wreck ourselves.
that was the
It's
brightest
fine.
trail.
Agreed.
fine.
It's the strongest feeling. I feel strongly about this. Let's go.
Spruce has already started walking that direction out of sheer frustration. It's fine.
No, come
I will
back
trail
and stay
behind
with the group.
Spruce.
Okay, well, you begin traveling south. It isn't long before you leave the comforting glow of the collector's estate, what little there was, just from that one upstairs window, and you're reminded of just how dark it is out here. It isn't long before the stress begins to accumulate. Even though you try to hold it at bay, it's almost supernatural in its ability to depress your mood and cause your nerves to tingle and jump at the slightest of inputs.
Of course.
For the first hour, Mooney's extra bright lantern helps alleviate some of it, but so far you've gathered 13 stress.
Oh shoot.
Ooh.
How you doing there, Lux?
I'm feeling okay.
Are you, though?
I feel fine. What about everyone else?
I'm fine, but are you sure you're okay?
Couldn't it be better?
Somehow I don't believe you.
Are you
It's
below
what I come
50?
to expect from you, Miss Mooney.
Are you below 50?
50 what?
No, I mean her character. Oh.
Out of character.
Oh,
Stress
see.
points.
Let's just say I am not that haggard yet.
He's close to 50.
Well, you travel for 2 more hours, accumulating 10 more stress, and it's time to refuel your lanterns. So you'll need to put...
More?
Yeah, everyone needs to refuel their lanterns. 1 point of fuel. Now you could rest if you like, or press on. The choice is yours.
I'm feeling a bit tired. Shall we rest?
Absolutely.
Great.
Your time at the collector's mansion left you feeling in rather high spirits. You'll all have an inspiration to spend.
Yay.
Could I play a song for the group to help de-stress everybody, or do I have to just use my one inspiration to talk to Lux?
Currently, you'll just have to use your inspiration.
Okay.
So, well, you spend some time to make another bonfire. Check your camping skills and let me know who uses what.
I'm gonna forage.
I'm gonna use encouragement and talk to Lux.
Okay.
I'll use vigil.
Okay. So Lux heal 17 stress.
Thank you, Miss Strider. Feel a little bit better.
My pleasure.
So do I roll the 1d4 for everyone or just myself?
You were vigil.
Yeah.
It will help everyone. So go ahead and roll it. Okay. And Spruce. Okay, so Mooney works out in the edges of the darkness, sharpening sticks. She gathers mounds of firewood and piles them next to the fire so that you will have fire all night long. Spruce, scouting about, finds an animal carcass that he is able to harvest 1 fat from to fuel his lantern.
Oh, it's only his? No one else gets any?
You just find 1 unit of fuel.
But
Strider encourages Lux. And Lux, what are you doing?
I stare into the darkness, thinking, it's very dark out there. I've forgotten how dark it is.
Yeah.
think I remember something. I don't know. They could use light.
Maybe I could distract you with a little song? I'm feeling inspired.
Mm, let me try some.
Okay. Well,
Oh.
Lux waves her hands, and 4 little torch-sized lights spring out. What do they look like? You can have them appear as torches, lanterns, glowing orbs.
I'm gonna make them as glowing orbs.
Okay. 4 glowing orbs spring from your fingertips. You cast them into the darkness, but as soon as they leave the light of the fire, you can still see them as pinpricks of light, but they don't cast their radiance anywhere.
That's disheartening.
You move them back closer to you, and you find that you're really having difficulty concentrating on it. In fact, you're beginning to feel a great deal of mental strain trying to keep the light active.
Oh no, I have a huge headache. Never mind.
And the lights wink out.
That was very incredible, Lux.
I am not doing that again.
Maybe you should have a lie down.
It almost felt as if the darkness was fighting against you.
It's almost like a living thing, isn't it?
I guess you can say that. I'm just gonna lay down for a bit.
Pleasant dreams.
Thank you.
Well, Lux, did you want to spend your inspiration on anything before you long rest?
Can I inspire Spruce? I'm gonna
You can
walk
encourage?
over to him. Yes, encourage
Okay.
Spruce.
Aww.
Yes, you may.
Spruce, I know things haven't been... Well, they have been chaotic at the most, but we're together again. And as long as we stay together, everything's gonna be okay. We got armor and weapons, and we're better off than we were when we started.
That's true, and that is a comfort. I really appreciate those words, Lux.
You're most welcome. I'm gonna sleep now. I have a huge headache.
Well, Lux, roll your encouragement dice.
Okay, 46.
Spruce, heal 15 stress.
Yes.
And as you're all settling down, you're surprised suddenly by a voice from out in the darkness. And it says, hey, there at the fire. Can I come in?
Who's there?
It's me. I'm no danger to you. I'm no danger to anybody.
Approach slowly with your hands up.
A little figure shuffles into view. He's
First, get over here.
He's bent. He walks with a strange limping gait. His arms and legs don't seem to be properly proportioned, and in fact, as you look, it looks like they've been sort of folded over on one another and fused. He says, I just want a little light.
What and who are you?
He looks at you and he sees your lanterns, and he says, and he tries to point with his left hand, but then he looks at it and it's just dangling uselessly, and he kind of shrugs. You notice that it looks as though the bones in the wrist have been detached, but then left inside the skin. He points with his right hand instead. And he says, I had a lantern like that too. The lady gave it to me. I lost it.
Silver lady?
The in the ocean.
Oh, heck. What happened? How did you lose your lantern?
I just wanted a blade. I just went to get a blade. That's all I wanted.
From where, dear sir?
The
What
cave.
happened to you, dear sir?
Have you come from the surgeon?
He kind of looks back and he says, yes.
Who do you?
He did that to you?
Nah, I'm a thief. A thief.
What did he take from you?
He kind of laughs. And he says, everything. It's my sin. I'm the sin. You see, I am. I just want some light. I'm going back to the sea.
What are you gonna do there?
The lady will help me.
We wish you luck.
If you go northwest of here, you'll find shelter.
You'll find a place with lots of light
And a bed.
and food and equipment.
Where's that?
The collector's home.
Who?
He's called the Collector.
I don't know him. It's dark. I've not been there. I can't find that. I want to go to the sea. He sort of reaches a hand out. He grabs a stick
Whoa.
and he says, "If I could just light the stick, and for fire, if it's the lady's fire, it will burn."
Easy.
Here, pass me your stick.
He hands it to you.
Okay, and I can light my lantern on his stick, right? Like there's
Yeah.
an opening?
Yeah, you can light
I
stuff.
knock it out of her hand.
Oh.
You don't know what happens when you transfer your fire to another of the silver ladies.
He falls on the ground with his good hand over his head, begging you.
Mr. Spruce, please think this through. If you lost your life,
Okay.
We can relight our lanterns. Give him one thing of fuel. It might not last to the sea, but it'll be something.
Well, wait. I was also going to stand behind the guy and point him as exactly as Spruce can do to where we came from and just tell him, if you keep going forward, you will get to that guy. You'll get to the collector. If you just keep going this direction.
Speaking out of character, Strider, like, she feels for the guy and she kind of agrees with Spruce, but she also doesn't trust him. So she puts her short sword up to his neck and says, listen, we will help you. But if you make one false move, the darkness won't be your problem anymore.
He looks at your blade and laughs. He says, I've fallen under sharper knives than that. But then he raises his left hand and just kind of wiggles it at you. It just dangles there uselessly. And he just shrugs.
I follow. I stand right beside Strider, and I cast fist into my hand. I don't strike him, I just cast it.
Okay.
What about this blade?
He kind of shies away, but he says nothing.
All right, Spruce. Give him 1 bit of fuel.
Okay. And he does, and he hands it.
Okay.
Can Lux look at his mask, see what it looks like?
Yeah. The mask now looks sort of twisted, lumpy, ugly, and what's more, it's been stitched around the edge.
Huh?
It's like when you examine yours, they appear, though they cannot be removed, they appear to sit on your face normally, like you might expect a mask to do. This mask has been attached.
Did the surgeon do this?
He nods.
Why? Did he say?
Because I'm a thief.
What did
What
you
did
steal?
you steal?
I tried to steal a person.
Who?
One of the surgeon's projects.
Why?
I wanted a blade. The specialist promised me a blade.
Where?
He just points off to the southeast.
What is your name, dear sir?
Thief.
Should you continue in the direction Mr. Spruce has told you, tell the collector, Lux, and Spruce sent you there.
I think he's heading to the sea, though.
It's a shorter distance from the collector, and then from the collector he can head towards the sea.
He says, I'll try. Thank you. Thank you. He begins walking to the northwest. He passes out of your line of sight and disappears.
Well, that was foreboding.
I'm
Mr. Spruce,
absolutely
how's your
terrified.
lantern?
It seems.
Spruce's lantern is fine. It doesn't seem that allowing someone to light their fire off of it has any effect on his light.
Thank you so
Oh,
much,
yeah.
Lux. I should have thought of consequences. I just felt so bad for him.
It's fine. I was worried about you. That's all.
Thank you very much for caring for me.
Not at all, dear.
Well, after that strange encounter, you settle down for the night warily, but the night passes uneventfully. And when the fire burns low and out, you know it's time to move on. You get up, eat your food, and get back on the road. Don't worry about marking off the rations. I've done it for you.
Whew.
Thanks.
Oh no.
I'm gonna activate my mask.
Okay. Not a bad idea. You travel a little while, maybe half an hour, and you find the beginning of an old road, and you begin to follow it. It eventually sort of turns into a solidly constructed road. It looks like it's sort of well traveled.
Oh.
In the middle of the road, a dead body lies. It's been
Marvelous.
ripped to pieces. Blood is everywhere.
Any markings?
Tooth and claw marks. Strider, as you bend down and examine it, you realize it's warm.
Do he have a mask?
Guys, the body is still warm. Whatever did this, it might still be around. Be on your guard and stay
Taking
close
out
to
my
each other.
weapons.
Can I cast the alarm spell?
I believe it's a rather long cast, and it only alarms a single area.
Can we just do perception checks?
Yes, you may. What's left is a sort of nondescript face that doesn't seem to have any character. Okay. That would primarily be for in combat.
Oh, never mind.
Now, it would be quite useful whenever something's trying to hide from you in combat, because it means you wouldn't have to use your action to search for them.
Oh, so that's how it works.
Mooney, you hear some sort of commotion further down the road. It's quiet, but disturbing sounding. You also hear some off to your right.
Do you want to do the lantern thing where we like make it brighter, or no?
No, I don't think that's gonna help us. Form a circle. Everybody form a circle, weapons ready, and we'll move slowly down the road, okay?
Back to back, guys. Fellows.
Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Advance slowly. Now you hear something ahead of you.
Uh-oh.
You come across more bodies, and as you do, something rises in the middle of the road.
Ah!
Oh, what the? Oh.
It's skeletal, rotting, and it practically teems with grasping appendages. It turns towards you slowly, menacingly. You hear a growl forward and to the right.
Good dog.
There's a dog there with two heads, snarling at you. It looks up from where it was tearing the flesh off of a corpse. The skeletal creature is chewing on something. You can't see what it is. Roll initiative.
I got nothing.
The creatures react far more swiftly than you do. The dog rushes forward. It leaps at Spruce. You manage to fend aside the first attack. The second one grazes your arm, and you take 3 piercing damage. Give me a Constitution saving throw. You feel the poison seep into your veins. You gain the poison condition.
No.
You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. The abomination goes next, closing in on Strider. Strider deftly jumps out of the way as it grapples at her with its many appendages.
Phew.
Strider, it's your turn.
Guess I'll try to hit it with the short sword. And healing word's a bonus, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so I'll hit it with my short. I'll try to hit it with my short sword, and then use healing word for spruce.
Okay. You hit it. Alright, Spruce, you heal the damage that the death dog dealt. You are still poisoned, but you're at full health.
That's better than I started with when I woke this morning.
Mooney, you hear something behind you, and out of the darkness a dog rushes at you.
God.
It jumps up, grabbing you by the leg, and begins ravaging your thigh. You take 4 piercing damage. Give me a Constitution save. You too are poisoned. Lux, it's your turn.
Shit. Okay, this is gonna suck so bad.
Is that what Lux says?
I'm gonna take out my dagger, and on my offhand, I'll have my short sword.
Okay.
If I move here, is that flanking?
You'll have to move 1 more square.
Where?
Right there?
Right there.
Okay, and I'm gonna hit it.
All right.
His attack and bonus action attack.
Yeah, if you're attacking with your offhand, yes. You'll do an attack with your main hand and an attack with your offhand.
Okay.
You ram your dagger and short sword into its withered, twisted flesh. Grotesque liquid oozes out of the wounds.
This is disgusting.
Mooney, it's your turn. Unless, Lux, were you done? I think,
Yes.
yeah. Mooney, it's your turn.
I'm gonna cast acid air
Alrighty.
at the door next to me.
Okay. Does it have any special effects?
There,
Here,
there you
okay, let me mark it. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
on myself.
Okay. The acid splashes against the death dog, searing away its flesh along its back. You see it begin to seep into the wounds, burning it further. Spruce, it is your turn.
Okay, time to pull out the stops. I'm gonna put away my shield and grip the longsword with 2 hands and activate the Crimson Right.
Okay.
There, I posted. Which does the Right of Flame.
Wow.
Okay, so you'll take 4 damage, right?
Yosh.
And your hit point maximum will be reduced by that amount.
Yes.
What rights do you know?
I only know fire.
Fire.
For now.
Okay, so it will deal a d4 extra fire damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh.
Even at disadvantage, your boy. Oh, plus D4. Hold on.
Oh, you got to roll your damage too.
I thought it went with it. Sorry.
It should, but it looks like it must not
points
have.
for hitting a crit.
Well, unfortunately, Spruce has disadvantage and did not actually crit.
Oh,
No.
lame.
9 plus 3.
Okay. Which dog did you attack?
The boy who hit me.
Okay.
I'm biting back the dog that bit me. I hope he's on fire now.
Well, the fire burned away some of the hair that is sort of a mane along its spine, and seared one of its faces.
Hishki.
The dog goes again. It leaps wildly into your sword's attack, seeming unconcerned with the damage. It bites you on the elbow. You take 5 piercing damage.
Yo.
As it tries to bite you again, it stumbles badly, and you find the opportunity to kick its forward leg, and it falls over prone.
It wants belly rubs. We'll belly rub it with our swords.
That's how it's done. Isn't there a... Oh yeah, here we go. Prone. Poosh. The abomination turns towards Lux and begins swiping at her wildly with its claws. Lux, as it hits you, it grabs you and pulls you into an embrace.
Shit.
That's some death hand.
No hugs. No hugs.
You are grappled.
Not surprising.
Strider, it's your turn.
All right, let's give him the 1-2.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, they both swing wide. You're concerned about hitting Lux, and it throws off your aim.
Damn.
Mooney, roll me 2d4.
Aw.
This is the damage on the dog.
Oh. I was like, oh god.
The acid seeps into its wounds, dealing 6 additional damage. And now it jumps up to bite. It manages to get you, but just barely. You take 3 piercing damage. Lux, it's your turn. You're grappled.
Come on,
I'm gonna break that grapple.
No hugs for you.
I'm
It's-
tired of this hug.
You easily wiggle away from the creature and take a step back.
You have clammy hands, sir.
Gro-
Madam.
gross, gross, gross. You do have a bonus action that you can use.
Get him.
You can't attack because you've used your action to escape the grapple, but if you have something else you can use your bonus action for, you can.
Can I dodge with my bonus action?
I believe that's a cunning action, isn't it?
Let me check.
Yes, it is.
Yep. So yes, you may.
I'm gonna dodge.
Good idea. Mooney,
Good idea.
it's your turn.
Okay. I take my quarterstaff that I already equipped and to attack it.
Okay. You roll with disadvantage. The poison is making you feel woozy and weak, but you manage to crack it upside the head anyway.
Yeah.
One of its heads, as the case may be. The dog looks a little dazed. Do you have a bonus action you would like to use?
Feeling worried of myself again.
Okay.
I'm
Spruce.
trying here.
The dog in front of you is prone, meaning that despite the disadvantage the poison is giving you, you will attack normally.
Get wrecked.
Really get wrecked.
Does that 19 count as a crit?
No.
Okay.
And since you're rolling normally, you roll with the 13. However, you still manage to hit, and you drive your sword deep into its flank, and it writhes around on the ground. Oh. Your right sears it with fire, and its fur begins to smolder. It yelps and stands up and viciously attacks you again, seemingly unheeding of the damage you've done to it. You take 7 piercing damage from its teeth.
It's fine.
The abomination continues seeking Lux. However, she's twisting this way and that, and it can't seem to lay a claw on her. Strider, it's your turn.
Ooh! Oh. Yes!
Ooh.
Yes.
Us queen.
And I want to use Healing Word on Mooney.
I think Spruce is the one that's taking the
Yeah.
damage, not Mooney.
I use
Mooney was down low.
How much health do you have, Mooney?
28. The red is
28?
my stress.
Oh, right. Okay, then I'll heal Spruce.
Oh,
Okay, Strider. Bonus action. Each turns. Dash, disengage, or hide. That. Well, somebody told me wrong. I'll let it slide for this time. We'll just remember it from now on. Strider, you ram your short sword deep into the thing's chest and wrench it upward, pulling it back just in time to avoid a torrent of slime and worms. And then
Don't really want your parting gift. Thanks.
you heal Spruce. Mooney suffers another assault from the dog menacing her, taking 7 piercing damage. Lux, it's your turn.
I'm gonna shout to everybody. Close your eyes! I'm gonna feed 4 fuel into my Latin.
Okay. Let's see. What was the save on that? Lanterns. 15.
15?
Okay. The dog that is menacing Mooney yelps in pain and begins sort of dancing in circles, unable to see. Both the abomination and the dog on Spruce seem to have weathered the blinding blast.
Oh, blast. I'm gonna put my lantern down, disengage, and disappear into the darkness.
Okay.
You guys, I'm killing him.
Let's see, we will. Mooney, it's your turn.
Poison spray.
Okay. Does that hit an area?
Nope, just single target.
Single target. Okay. You gonna do the dog that's on you?
Yep.
All right. So, does it do anything else special?
Nope.
Righty. Anything else with your turn?
Bruce, how much health do you have?
I got 28. I'm not bad.
Spruce is looking all right. Strider's about half. You and Lux are pretty much full.
Help, Strider.
I can't heal myself, can I?
Yeah, you can. I've been healing myself.
Oh.
Yes, you can.
Well, I've been working hard with others.
Don't you have the summer balm thing? Beside a different character.
But that's an action.
Oh, okay. I don't blame you.
Wait, nope, never mind. It's a bonus action.
Woo!
Bam, bam, bam.
You don't have
Bonus
to.
action.
It's just a thought.
Hold on, let me reread it. Okay, I'm gonna roll. Oh wait, I have 4 dices. What I'm rating?
You have a total of 4. You can only spend up to 2 at once.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 to for Strider.
Okay.
Roll. Ooh,
Oh, nice.
Oh, thank you.
welcome. You also get 2 temporary hit points per
Yes.
dice. Well, you get 2 temporary hit points because.
So
I used 2
just
dice.
just mark it as 14, unless you exceed your HP, in which case the 2 temporary hit points still are there to block damage.
Our court.
Sweet.
Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Well, Spruce, it's your turn.
I'm still going for this one Wolfie boy with everything I've got.
Spruce, you're rolling on like fire. I guess you are dealing fire damage.
It is his right.
Spruce, you take a 2-handed grip on your sword and you swing as the dog thrashes towards you. You cleave right through one head and bury your sword halfway through the head of the other,
It is now dead. Yeah.
killing the creature.
Yes.
Finish one. Next is done. What's next?
The abomination twitches, kind of places a claw inside the wounds that you've dealt it, turns and looks towards you.
Don't touch me.
What's the... trying to find my save.
Stop. Don't touch me there. That is my no-no square.
No, sir.
Give me a second, I'm trying to find the save for this thing. Maybe this will work. Everybody give me a dexterity save.
Oh no!
Well.
Oh no! That's intense.
Except for me, or do I hit the 2?
No, Lux, you don't have to. It's a cone of fire.
Oh shit.
It kind of swipes its claw in your direction and flames burst into existence, swiping over you. Mooney, you hit the ground and you actually see the dog beside you, also trying to avoid the fire. You all take, let's see, Spruce takes 11 fire damage.
Oh.
Strider and Mooney both take 6. Oops. Didn't mean to do that.
Fire out its ass.
The dog is
And plaster.
smoldering. Strider, it's your turn.
Tremors reference. Alright, I'm gonna do a double hit. Short sword and dagger.
Alright.
Missed, huh?
You score a hit with the dagger, cutting a small wound along its ribs.
Dog.
The dog looks like it's on its last legs. It's thrashing around blindly. It can't see. And it's on fire. Most of the flesh along its back is gone, and acid has seeped down into its innards, eating it away. Mooney is trying to dance away from it. It actually manages to get a hold of your foot and begins ravaging it for 7 damage.
Oh my god.
It seems as though the acid hasn't gotten deep enough into the spine to hit the nerve. Lux, it is your turn.
Okay, and the abomination is distracted, right? It's in focus with Strider and them.
It is.
So I get sneak attack, right?
Well, now it knows that you're out there, so try a stealth check.
Okay. 15.
Fail. I'm kidding.
How perceptive is this abomination?
Although technically Strider is on it. Anytime an ally is threatening a creature, you can sneak attack it.
Okay.
And I had actually overlooked that earlier,
Oh.
so I apologize.
You're no problem. Okay, I'm gonna pull out my short bow.
Okay?
I'm gonna hit it.
Plink. Yep. An arrow sticks out of its head.
I'm gonna have a bonus action hide.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh, I'm hiding so well.
Yep, you're pretty hidden.
Sneak.
I'm gonna move a little bit over here.
Mooney, it's your turn.
I put away my quarterstaff and bring out my sling.
Okay.
Sling it at the. use dog.
All right. Well,
Oh, please say he dead.
you smack the dog right between one set of eyes, and the stone sinks far enough in that you hear a sort of wet sound, and it falls over, twitching. Would you like to do anything with a bonus action?
Yes, I'd like to use the last two. Wait, Spruce, how much? Oh,
I'm at 17. Not doing as hot as I was.
I have 8. I'm gonna use
You needed
the
more.
Summer,
You needed more. Yeah.
I'm gonna use the last 2 of my summer bomb port on myself.
Okay.
9, so 11.
Yeah, so you get 9 HP and then 2 temp HP. Okay. All that's left is the abomination.
Abomination.
Spruce, it's your turn.
Here I come. I'm gonna hit him with this.
On fire. Spruce jumps
Wait.
over next to Strider, and with a snicker snack, cleaves the abomination's head from it. Something wriggling attempts to crawl from the wound, but expires.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Ugh. Well, that went well.
Congratulations. You've survived. You can each give yourselves 215 XP.
Yee!
Oh boy.
215?
Yes. And the sense of camaraderie and the altruistic healing that you gave each other during the fight has cured your stress by 4 points.
Aww. Teamwork.
Gonna work.
Am I included?
Oh yes, everybody.
Teamwork
yay.
makes the dream work.
19 health.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
7.
Mooney and Spruce are poisoned and feel rather bad. However, there are dead bodies around. You look, there's blood everywhere. But you think you see some usable things. Lux, you're standing near where the abomination's head rolled, and you see something in its mouth. You remember that it was chewing something as you approached.
I'm gonna get a closer look. I'm gonna get a stick and poke it.
Some kind of black stones fall out.
There's something that fell out of his mouth.
Let's take a look. Can I do like a investigation, or does it look like coal or anything? I don't know.
They're hard. They're in the light of your lantern. They look very, very, very dark. In fact, as you sort of look around them, it seems like they suck up the light.
Ho ho! Can I? Okay, I still have until a long rest. I still have my fire thing. Can I like attempt to stab at it, like to witness that in person of it like eating the fire, or like?
Well, hold on. Let me give me 1 second while I look at your right. Crimson right. Okay. As you poke at the stone with your sword, you feel the power of the right being drained from you, and it ends.
Son of a biscuit! Give it back. That's HP.
Well, your maximum HP returns.
Oh, that's nice. Sorry, I said that without.
But, I mean, you know, the right is over. The stone absorbed it.
What do you think, you guys? Should we take it with us? This feels important, even though it just ate my HP.
Yes, we might be able to use it on something in the future.
Let it fall into the wrong.
There's a couple of them here. It looked like the abomination had stuffed them all in its mouth.
Was that what it was chewing on? I thought dogs were chewing on like a bone, but
Well,
it was
the dogs were eating the people. The abomination, you notice there's no blood near its mouth. It doesn't look like it ate the people at all. Instead, it seemed to be focused on eating these stones.
I wonder where it got them.
I'm gonna tear a little bit. Do I still have my robe? I'm gonna tear a little bit of my robe and wrap the rocks in it.
Okay. Well, you get 4 strange rocks.
Question.
Yes.
I still have that mysterious mushroom. And I have my herbalism kit. Will that help me, like, figure out what it is?
No, and actually, I believe the mushrooms were food.
Oh,
Yeah, they were food.
I thought they were like, because from what I marked it down as unknown because we didn't know what it was.
Okay, I'm sorry. I probably should have made that slightly more clear. They're for munching.
Okay, so they're not that much. Got it.
You've got armor and maybe some underclothing that goes with the armor.
Okay. Just curious at this point still.
Okay. Looking around, you see that there may still be some usable things on the bodies.
Oh dang, yeah, let's search them.
That?
Ye-
I'm kidding.
All
I'm not
right.
gonna do that again.
Give me your stuff.
Okay. Searching the bodies, these look like they must have been travelers. You find one lantern oil that is unspilled. You find 4 rations. The hard tin casing has survived the dog's teeth. One of them has an unbroken vial in a bag.
Is there anything in the vial?
Yes, there is bubbling green liquid.
Do an Arcana check to check what it is.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
You smart.
Mooney, you look at it, you kind of cautiously uncork it and waft a little bit of the vapor towards you, and you identify it as a potion of acid resistance.
Oh.
It will give you resistance to acid damage for 1 hour. You find a thief's toolkit on one of them.
Oh, Lux,
Oh.
there
May
you
I have
go.
that, please?
I'm not gonna use it.
And one of them has a pair of gloves that look rather special.
Pipe.
Ooh. I feel like Miss Lux should get these.
You find the trickster's gloves of the night.
For the lady of the night.
Lux is making bank off these poor people.
Yeah.
Oh, are you giving to me? I thought the least dexterous of us should get them.
That be.
Possibly. Among the rations that you find are some bitter berries, a handful of nuts, some mushrooms, and a dead snake.
Just a snake, you know. I guess that's where you got the acid resist. Maybe.
Harvested it from the things.
Here you go. So make sure you divide up the rations, the oil, figure out who's going to hold what. And once you're done, we can call it here and pick up next time.
I want to see more.
Can I have? May I have one oil, please? Who wants the protein?
Oh, I took one.
I'll take it.
Okay. I guess I'll get bitter berries.
Yeah, you could each get one ration.
I'll get the snake meat.
Okay. Yeah, half orc wouldn't mind eating snake.
It's fine. It's delicious and nutritious. What's the problem?
Yeah.
I don't think they're appeasable to my palate, thank you. Or maybe they are. I don't know. I don't remember. Alright. The little gloves. Who wants them?
The walls are so thin.
Yeah. All right, y'all got everything divided up?
Yeah.
Who wants the gloves?
You do.
You!
Okay.
Grubs, you do. Who do? You do!
Do what?
All right, so
What's the
Lux
gloves?
Lux gets a thief's toolkit and the trickster's gloves of the night. So go into your settings on your character sheet and put a miscellaneous +1 on your stealth check. And everybody gets 1 ration, and Lux gets the extra fuel.
Potion. Who gets the potion?
Oh, and who gets the potion?
Mooney.
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 Okay, Mooney gets the potion.
We gotta, like, sit and heal. Are we gonna camp?
Well, you could. Actually, I suppose you could short rest and spend your hit dice.
Hang on. Aha! I can use Song of Rest.
Aha. Very good, Miss Strider. Okay. So you can take a short rest, and anyone who regains hit dice can gain an extra 1d6. Would you like to go ahead and do that? I think you should all currently have 2 hit dice unless one of you didn't spend all of them. I'm not sure if you did or not.
I didn't. I have a full hit dice.
Ah, okay. Well, of course, you're also pretty much full health.
Yes. Is my mask ability still working?
Yes, currently. From now on, you're outside of combat. Your mask will reduce stress gain by 1d4 once per hour, which means, of course, that each hex that you travel on the world map, you can reduce the normal 5 stress by 1d4. I'll let you roll for the combat.
Thank you.
Because the turn tracker tracked 4 rounds, so roll 44. Everybody reduce your stress by 8.
Now, does using my mask abilities use an action, or
No.
is just?
It's considered a free action. Well, in that case, we'll call it here, and we'll pick up right here next time.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.